This is a live look right now up at Queen's Park Crescent and Bloor, right at the Gardner Museum.
I'll take that one, sir, but it won't fit in my house.
A lot of people are not familiar with the Gardner Museum. They may know the name, but it's the one right across from the ROM. Yeah. Now it's called Queen's Park Crescent at this time. It's just the extension of Avenue Road. This is their Christmas tree, a 40-foot tree, which is just arriving right now. It's another sign that Christmas is upon us. This is, of course, the route of the Santa Claus Parade as well, right?
And speaking of trees, the route of Well Pond.
Now, this Gardner Museum, by the way, is named after the family who used to own the property we are about to talk about, believe it or not.
Okay.
And it has to do with a tree.
6 degrees of trees.
What a coincidence. Good morning, welcome back to Breakfast Television. It is 8:21. There's a very interesting story developing in North York right now on Coral Gable Drive. That's in the Weston and Shepherd area.
I love this story.
There is a tree that is, how old is it? About 350 years old. It has been there since before Toronto was in existence, before Canada was called Canada.
A beautiful red oak tree.
It is overpowering. The property recently came up for sale. The new homeowner wants to do renovations and is worried about the tree, rightly so, you know, about destroying the house and about branches and about pruning it. The city is suggesting, you know what, this tree is so important that maybe we should buy the house, knock it down, leave room for the tree, and make a park there.
Which I love. So Councillor Giorgio Mammoliti is on the phone right now. He is spearheading this. Good morning, buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Dina. Good morning, Kevin. I miss you guys. It's been so long since I've been down there. I really do miss you.
Well, you have to come visit us.
All right, well, here's an open invitation. Come and drop down some morning and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that.
All right.
I will do that.
Let's talk a little bit about this. I think this is I don't know if it is unprecedented that you would buy up a property, knock down the house to save a tree. It's usually the other way around, that we have to get special permission to knock down an old tree.
Yeah, it is unprecedented. It would be the first time, to my knowledge, that we would, in fact, knock down a house and turn the lodge into a small parquet so that people can actually enjoy that 350-year-old red oak tree that is so distinguished. And you have to actually go on the site to take a look at this so that you understand why a guy like me is actually doing this.
And I think it's so important to have these green spaces.
Well, it's not only that. This tree talks to you. You literally have to be there to understand what some of us are talking about. It is so beautiful, and the house just does it in. It just it doesn't belong there, and you can see that when you go onto the site. It's the house that doesn't belong, not the tree. And the homeowner's right. His kids sleep under the roof. Those branches probably weigh 2,000, maybe more pounds each.
Wow.
And if one of them comes down, they will break the roof in and kill somebody.
Oh my God.
So that's how difficult this is for the new homeowner, who may or may not have the right to cut down those branches under the policy. So what I'm suggesting is donations. Let's start an account somewhere. Let's buy that property up. I'm not even suggesting taxpayers pay for it. I'm suggesting we probably could raise the $600,000 or so to buy the house and turn it into a parquet.
And that brings up a very interesting point. How valuable is a tree? And that's what we are going to find out from constituents. We're talking about basically $500,000 to
preserve and celebrate the space so that people can enjoy the tree and have park benches. And like you said, there's so much history there if that tree could talk.
Do you get a concern, though, Giorgio, that this might set a bit of a precedent, that it might be a slippery slope? At what point do we feel a tree is worth saving, and how much are we willing to pay for that?
Yeah, we all worry about that, and I get that, but it's really the oldest red oak tree in the city. And for that reason, I think, that reason alone, I think we should think of a way to create this precedent. And if you do that with the oldest birch tree, for instance, even though not many people like birch, for instance, but if you do it with just a regular oak tree or a maple tree, the oldest in the city, then that kind of makes sense. You want to kind of celebrate the oldest tree.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
The other thing is, why not allow tourists to come in and kind of sit down and enjoy the parquet with the tree there,
Yeah.
and the owner's willing to sell the house.
I hope you do it, Giorgio. I hope this goes through.
Where do people
I would
go
like to see more
contribute?
trees saved.
Like if I want to contribute some cash, some green as it were, how do I do that?
Well, we'll know today because my motion is going to include that the taxpayer not pay for it, because that's important for me to say, okay? And that we find the money either through donations or, we have this developers fund downtown. We grab it from there or something like that.
All right.
But today we'll know. I want to start a trust fund, perhaps a city trust fund that'll help us buy that that house.
What's the best way for people to follow you then? Would it be Twitter for you to get that information out?
Yeah, I would actually encourage them to tune in to the broadcast down at City Hall today.
Yeah, on Rogers TV, by the way. Just wanted to point that out.
On Rogers TV, and they'll know firsthand what the decision is going to be. I don't anticipate that this is going to be dealt with today. I would anticipate it'll be dealt with tomorrow.
Or next year. But, all right, thank you, Giorgio.
Buona fortuna, thank you so much.
This is about the Calabres hard head, Dina.
Testa dura.
Testa dura.
We do have hard heads. Good luck with the cause. I think it's awesome.
All right, so once again, we should have a decision, we hope, from council the next day or two, which is quite difficult to ask for. However, I think it's a great idea. I think we need to respect our nature a little bit more. And when you look out there and you see we knock everything down, then we plant these little scrubs of trees, and we wonder why they don't grow.
Yeah, and by the way, we need all that. Like you said, there's so much urbanization. Guess what? We need the trees to breathe. They clean our air naturally. So.